So what advice could you give to people as to, well, the earth is starting to change, how do they recognise that that is trying to get them to harmonise their own centeredness? How do you say to people, look, not only natural disaster is going to be on the increase, but political instability, financial instability, social instability. Again, how are they going to create a sense of putting my foot forward, feeling very safe? You know, you tell me these changes are coming.
The whole dynamic in the next 2 years is about the group orientation, because Saturn is in Libra. So you are your brother's keeper. You need to look after your family as a whole, as the world, as you do your neighbour. Your neighbour is yourself, and that's very much the Saturn in Libra, and that's what.
So as a bigger outlook, these changes, this unsettled energy that we're going through, are us trying to get people to become a soul family, so to speak. That
absolutely, and that's what we're growing into.
And we saw a bit of that in the global downturn when a lot of people started helping each other. And perhaps that is the key for us to move forward, is understand that these changes aren't about the earth dying or, you know, total chaos reigning, but that we can see that the next few years, even leading up to around 2018 or so, that change is the key word, and it's going to just happen fast and furiously, but it's like
there
the
needs
waves.
to be integration in it, though.
Yeah,
because
we're
seeing change, but it has to be on, instead of the individual, it needs to be individuated into group unity.
So instead of
you people separate,
being like a surfer, saying, okay, I'm choosing which waves I want to take and which ones I don't, and suddenly out comes this enormous wave and it just crushes you to the shore and you just feel like totally wiped out by external events. Instead of sitting on the shore thinking, well, poor me, I've just gone through a tumble, is realising you go back in there because there's other people in the surf that are struggling. So you've got to go in there and help them and realise you're not the only person.
Yeah, we're not separate beings. We're in one life. This is a unified life, a unified consciousness, and we need to start acting in this way.
And we have to awaken to that, don't we? We just have to become more aware, but as you mentioned right at the start, that as soon as someone starts that internal dynamic, it reflects. So if you start doing that, then people in your family will feel that effect. Friends will feel that effect.
It's a domino effect.
Work will feel that effect. Governments eventually will feel that effect.
We hope.
We hope. Okay, so as an overview, if we want to make a bit of a psychic prediction, apart from the fact that change is the theme, could you give us some insight as to think where we as a people go? Do you feel that it's going to be quite more innovative, that we're going to embrace being more a universal self, being out there, just beyond?
No, that's going to take a long time.
That's going to take a long time?
It is going to take a long time. I think the change at the moment is going to be very destructive, because old forms need to be broken down before new forms are built.
So it's almost going into survival mode.
Yes, and that's
picking up the pieces and rebuilding the city.
But it's also, you know, the big brother is going to come and hold little brother's hand as well. So the less fortunate are going to be supported, which is a nice new way of looking at things.
I feel that over the next year or so we've got this little small grace period where we can get things on track. People helping people. But what if people don't want to do that? What if the collective uses their free will and choose to stay stuck in the mud, say it's just all too hard?
Yeah, unfortunately that's going to be a much more destructive energy, much more chaos. Yeah, because there's so much wealth in the world and we need to distribute it lovingly. So if it's not distributed, the world is going to start crumbling and there's not going to be enough infrastructure to be able to support each other.
Being on ground zero is going to be fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, but on a positive note, you know, I have faith that what's coming for us in the next several years is actually the beginning of a new dawn. It is still going to be a rebirth, and I don't feel that as these structures fall down and with all the chaos and all the pain and confusion that we need to go through to rebuild our foundations, I still feel that there's a lot of good that's going to be coming through, a lot of innovation that's going to come through.
It's going to be quite exciting because Jupiter and Uranus,
expansion
and change, it is very exciting, and there is a lot of new energy coming in. It's a very revolutionary revolutionised energy.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost like we're going back into the Renaissance. It's like this big awakening in our awareness, but technologies and the inventions, especially with health and, you know, with...
And the internet.
And the internet and the way people look at consciousness and the way people become aware, it's all going to change. So on the one hand we've got destabilisation, on the other hand we've got this electricity that's lighting the way. And I think it's a really great time to
It is a very new
be
dynamic energy. It's all in the cardinal signs, which is about initiating things and moving forward.
So we have to initiate. We can't sit back.
That's right. We need to embrace the change, move with it.
So I think the message for today from you is, when it comes to yourself, when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to even being part of a social group, don't sit back, initiate.
Get out there and be part of it.
Get out and be part of it.